Good evening and a very warm welcome from the Royal Opera House, both to our audience here in the Claw studio and to all of you watching around the world. I'm Tamsin Roberts and I'm delighted to be presenting tonight's Insight, where we'll be going behind the scenes of the ballet Giselle. In this quintessential romantic ballet of love, betrayal and redemption, Giselle's world is turned upside down when she learns her lover Albrecht is promised to another. After Giselle's death, will Albrecht survive his guilt and Giselle's ghost? Created for the Royal Ballet in 1985, Sir Peter Wright's atmospheric production brings the supernatural to life with bewitching designs by John McFarlane and a haunting score by Adolphe Adam. Well, we are lucky enough to have Sir Peter in the audience with us this evening. A very warm welcome to Sir Peter. Wonderful to have you here. And also coaches and dancers of the Royal Ballet will be joining us as they prepare to bring this beloved ballet back to Covent Garden from the 14th of February. Well, we're going to begin our first rehearsal shortly, but first, let's have a glimpse of what's to come on stage. Let's have a look. Wonderful to get a sneak peek of what's to come. But now for our first rehearsal, please join me in welcoming a first artist of the Royal Ballet, Nadia Malova-Bali, and coach Darcey Bussell. Hello, lovely to see you both. Thank you so much for joining us this evening. It's lovely to see you. Darcey, if I can start with you, you're going to be rehearsing Nadia tonight for the role of Queen of the Wilis, Myrta. Can you just tell us a bit about this icy character for those who perhaps don't know the story of Giselle?
So the Queen of the Wilis, basically she opens the second act and it's her realm. It's Monica Mason, Dame Monica always said, who rehearsed me, she always said, you know, this happens, it's a tradition, it happens every night, what she goes through. But basically she's there caring after the people that have had their heart broken, the betrayed, and they come and they at their graves, and she is there to look over them and I suppose to lead them in a way to sort of recovery. But it is quite torturing, the role itself, but also her presence all the way through Act 2 over Giselle and Albrecht and Hilarion. But it is her realm, she owns the space, and she has to have a very strong presence all the way through. And it is incredibly rewarding because it's a very powerful woman's role, but she's still very feminine, even though it's very strong, and she is commanding everybody as in what they're going to do next. And I mean, I think her heart aches for Giselle, especially, because why the story around Giselle? I suppose she's the unique one, maybe, the one that still loves the one that betrayed her and everything. So she is sensitive a little to that. But basically, this is a tradition that happens every night, that somebody comes to the graveyard in the middle of the woods, in the middle of nowhere. And it is very spooky, but it should, yes, it should have an amazing presence. The command she has over the whole corps de ballet and the other principals, yeah.
It's a leading role, isn't it? One when you've danced yourself. We'll come on to that later on. But when coaching, where do you start with a multifaceted role like this? What's the focus?
Well, for a start, you need a lot of stamina. So you have to be a strong dancer with a really pretty good jump is essential. And also, I suppose, beautiful stature that Nadia has, that height obviously is really helpful. But I think we think of, they're ethereal. They're not the real human being. She is dead herself. And so the quality on the stage is never feels that she's actually touching it. We don't want to see the process of every landing or everything. We want to hide all of those things. So to have that thing, I always imagine that it's like smoke, and you brush through the smoke, and that's how she should feel as she's moving through the air. That quality, the bourrées especially, her very first entrance as well. And to make sure that she looks totally different from everyone else, the command that she has, the way she looks through the audience into the wings as around. She has to set the scene, basically, of what this precious realm is to her. So we talk a lot about that sort of thing, even before we attempt the moves. But you've got to remember, a lot of these dancers will have watched this since they were very little and have strived to do these big roles. And I know Nadia has wanted to do this role for a long time, and it's very exciting. It's a slow process, but they know it already. They see it, they watch it years and years and years. So they understand what they've got to try and achieve.
So you're making your debut, Nadia. So the role that you've coveted, you're now making your debut. Fantastic, congratulations. How have the rehearsals been going? And just following on from what Darcey's been saying, what are the challenges? It's obviously it's a big role. How have you been finding it?
Yeah, it's been an amazing process the last few weeks. As Darcey said, the stamina element has been something that I've really been working on in the gym as well, like not just in the studio. But it's also been incredible to kind of delve into the character as well. And as Darcey said, I've kind of watched this role since I was a young girl. And it's funny that back then I feel like I used to kind of see her more kind of one-dimensionally as kind of cold and almost evil. And I feel like it's only been now since working on it that I've kind of been trying to find that kind of contrast between her iciness and power, but also at the same time her femininity and almost
a little bit of empathy.
Yeah, and almost a little bit of vulnerability in the sense that
Yeah.
she is there because she was also hurt once. So yeah, it's been incredible to work on it in the studio, and
it must
really
take
excited.
time as well to get into this role and, like you say, get all this together. I mean, how long till your first night?
I think it's 3 weeks.
3 weeks.
Yeah, around 3 weeks.
What's the focus then until that night?
Building up slowly.
Yeah.
It's a hard thing because you don't want to burn out too quickly, because it is all jumps, literally. I mean, we'll show you the first entrance, which we do jump at the very end. But it's probably one of the most demanding solo roles in our repertoire, I would say.
Perfect.
Well, yeah, because it's the physicality of it, the jumps in it, the space that she has to eat up, the whole stage is hers. It's a naked stage. So you imagine the nerves having that stage to yourself, and it's so quiet at the beginning as well. Yeah. So I remember that very vividly coming on. And the first thing we do is a promenade in the middle of the stage into a ponche. And you want to be as cool as a cookie, and somehow you never are.
The pressure.
Yeah,
Oh.
It's got many demands, but with that, it's a wonderful challenge, isn't it? Yeah.
Well, all the best. Good luck with your debut. What are we going to see now, Darcey?
So it's the opening. Hilarian's just been on, and then Queen the Wilis comes on, makes her first entrance, and she basically owns the stage really for the first 5 to 6 minutes, and then the rest of the Wilis come on, and she still carries on dancing, but then she stands in the side for a long time for the rest of the ballet, rest of the act. But the first bit, we'll just do the first entrance, which sort of has nearly everything in it. The next 2 solos after that are quite demanding. They're big jumps. But what you might not know is Nadia did her first full call yesterday with the company, so that was quite demanding. Yeah. So we have to, take care.
Yes, gentle tonight.
Yeah, we're not going to bang it out. We're going to be careful. Yeah.
I'll hand over to you then. Thank you so much, Nadia and Darcey. Thank you.
Thank you.
Please welcome Grant Green on the piano. Thank you.
Yes, good idea. I'll do that. You do that. So there's a couple of props, which are a little bit dangerous as well. So if you imagine the sets and everything, these little twigs that we're putting in place are very important to the Queen of the Willies. And she does half of her solo to that. I'm going to put your water just here. So we'll go at the very beginning. So doing bourrées is something that we work on for years and years through our training. But she's going to bourrée from one corner of the stage to the other. And the whole effect is to have that illusion that she's literally, it's like smoke. So you don't see any wobbles, any bouncing, that it's that very smooth, but the feet are working really hard, like you imagine a swan on a lake, and the legs are going bum, 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 but they're gliding on top. And so this is the effect we try and get. And so it has to be quite... And the timing is really important because she goes into a port de bras and that has to happen from the center. And as we know, we want to use the full width, from the bottom, so that as she reaches the end of the port de bras, she goes off. So that we're not standing there like that, Okay, I think, Grant, are you happy? Happy to start? Do you want the 4 phrases in? Yeah, we'll have the 4 phrases in. Lift the right side. Breathe. Shoulders down. Thank you, Grant. Well done. First bit. Lovely. So, fabulous bourrées to start with. I think when we start the port de bras, though, think more of the arc just lower. So take a bit more time in the arc down before we lift up into it. Just have a little bit more weight through the arms, so they have a little bit more. That was lovely. When you came on, really nice. So as you saw, her eye contact, literally looking through every one of you. But she knows what I forgot to say, is, of course, we don't have is the grave of Giselle. So she's in that corner. So she knows she's there. She knows she has a new member of her club. So she looks. And she goes, and that's where you can pick up, that kind of down your back. Yeah, lovely. This was lovely. And there's also that weird thing where, so we're in a forest, in a clearing, in a graveyard, but that we're not presenting ourselves to the public as such. So it's really hard. Every time we look, we don't sell it. You know, it's that thing. You're still in your zone. You're in your realm. Yes, exactly. Yeah. Yeah, it's not like, hi, guys. Yeah. This was really nice. Well done. You did really nice little footworks. When we came here, down, a little bit more lush back. So that's good feeling. Yeah. And a little bit more from just the sternum, just to give us, it doesn't have to be a full back bend, but just so we stretch back before we change again. Now, these bourrées weren't as good as your first bourrée. And I think it is thinking about breathing, isn't it? We're so worried about making sure that we're still every time we finish, the technicalities of not having any worries about, come really forward into it. So bring the arms a little bit forward, so you shape yourself. Come forward into it. Yeah. Push them down. Push through the supporting leg. Yes, you go. And then that weight a little bit more open. Yes? Yeah. So it's not this, but it's open. And that breath, like somebody's blowing. Yes, lovely. That's good. Calm, and fix. Yeah. And again, breath. Yeah. It's that thing, because we don't want to widen the legs to push off, don't we? So we think of the back leg pushing. Because the wonderful thing about the dress is we don't have to worry about the knees looking bent. Because we've got to think of where that push comes from. So think of your back leg going into it. Push, boof. Yes, love it. Oocha! Don't slip. But that was lovely. When you changed, this was really nice. Foof. Yeah, really nice, yeah. That was great. I loved how you took everybody in before you came back to her. Boof, boof, boof. Dun, dun. When we cross the arms here, you were looking that way. I was wondering if you can stay and then change to knowing where you're going to come round. Yeah, just leave it a little bit longer. Yeah, a little bit longer. Good. I think we should carry on. You happy to carry on? So the next part of this solo. Please say if there's anything that stands out. Plie. Yes. Really lush. Use the elbows. Use the elbows. Bend the arms. Yes. I think we should do this bit, just so the audience know. Keep going. Watch out for Grant. Thank you. We'll stop again. Lovely. Well done. You're right, feeling okay. So these steps are part of our classical repertoire, our vocabulary of movement that we do every day. But like anything, any enchaînement come together, it's trying to make those fluid transitions. And because it's such a nerve-wracking role and it's very sustained, there's those moments of stillness that are really important. And having the courage and being brave, isn't it? So these hops here, 1, 2, 3, always making sure that you have that extend, you're not just rolling into the next one. And I think especially on the last one before, da, da, yum, da, da, yum. So watch out. So when we're here, don't leave them up in the air. So imagine the coordination of da, da, bum, yes. So you were just doing the pas de bourrée with your arms up, yeah. Just so that it's so coordinated. Yeah, I love if we can get a small point into every chassé, yeah. I think it's, it's like the foot and the hand coming together, isn't it? Ba ba yum bum, ba 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 yum ba, ba 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 yum bum bum. Yeah, that hold. Yeah. Just the third one. If we can just go hum, yeah, da. So then it's not even, because as soon as you don't hold it, da da, you're lost in the music. We want to, make more accents from the pas de bourrée. That you did a lovely push the second time. You can always think that, yeah. That was good. When we walked around, that was really nice. Picking up the thing. So when we went to the grave, I think it's that thing where you've taken your branches, you're right at her. I think, look, maybe that she's further away from you, feeling, instead of here. Yeah, that presence that you have the eye on her, you're waiting for her, but you're not bowing to her. You're still, yes, exactly, lovely. Now this step is a horrible step. Yeah, nobody likes this step. All the Queen of the Willies that we coach, this is not very enjoyable. So we found something today in rehearsal, actually. I think you might like this. So that we tombe forward into it. And so it's always, I know you probably didn't want to travel forward because we'd be on top of the camera. But start a little bit further back and think of the pas de bourrée, tombeing, yes, boom, da, da. Control the landing. Yeah, use your foot to land. So we don't hear anything, do we? Yeah, should we do that bit? The line is really nice, what you've got here, but then as you come up, really tight in the fifth, before you then tombe forward again. Yeah? Yeah? Try and control. So maybe don't go for a massive jump, because if you can't, because then we can't control the landing. So just a happy balance in between. I think what's key is this hand in front of you. Yeah, not too far to the side, yeah? So have you got, yes please, thanks Grant. Now lean back on it in the pas de bourrée. Da, da, tombe. Yeah, keep forward, it's very open. A little bit more forward with that top arm. Good. Yeah, that change. Okay, stop. It's still, we're here. Yeah, I want it right there, because then you're landing, you're going to be right over your supporting leg as you land on it. At the moment, I still feel back. Yeah, so the control isn't there. So it's like you're looking up to your hand, but it's a artistic license. We don't have to physically look at the hand, but we're looking at that. So you're showing this part of your neck and out. That's the shape we want with the leg up. Yeah, there, exactly. I think you're quite supple. Yeah. Yeah? No, that was nice. Buff. I think when you finished your the next pas de bourrée, be careful there, yeah? So think of you coming up on the right side. Yeah? Coming up on the right side. Yeah, on that supporting side. One more time, is that all right? Just keep it in front. Think of more the landing, cushioning the landing through the demi-foot. Yeah, don't go flat. Don't want to hear it. Thank you. Wait. Da, da, tombe, forward, arm forward. Yes, better. Again, forward, better control. Hold, yeah, push, up. Bum, up. Control. Da, yeah. Da, da, tombe. Again, forward. Yes. Lovely. Good, good, much better, much better. So when we finish here, that change, think of it pushing down on your supporting side. Yeah, so you're not transferring the weight. Yeah, leave it, leave it, leave it, leave it. Yes. Down this side. So we don't get like that. Yeah. Yeah. You know when it's coming. Good. I want to ask Nadia her things, because I remember myself when I did the role when I was very young. What are the highlights for you, especially in the beginning, when you think of what you think about for yourself? I haven't got a mic, sorry. If I can get a bit closer.
What I'm thinking about?
Yes.
I mean, you mean like artistically? Or?
Yes.
I really liked the image of the audience almost not being there and you're in the forest.
Yes,
so
they're in the forest as well.
Yeah. There's like thousands of trees.
Trees, yeah, yeah, yeah.
So you're kind of surrounded rather than
Yeah. I used to have that image where when I went across, I was looking at every one of you and I would try and stare you all out. And that was my such great pleasure. It's like I could stare you all out, make them feel nervous that I'm here, you know. That's lovely. And technically, what scares you?
so much.
Is it more the stamina? Just maintaining that?
Yeah. Control and stamina.
Yeah. So the next bit we're going to do, I know originally there wasn't any jumps in her first solo, but there is now a jump in this solo, and a few. So let's take those off you. This is a lovely part. I think it's probably one of the nicest jumps in it. But the coordination is incredibly important with the arms. Also the dynamics of where the jump comes from nowhere, but that it also travels. Yeah. Are you ready for this bit? You sure? Okay. Thank you, Grant. Quite good doing it. You okay? I know how Nadia's feeling, that her legs are feeling quite wooden because she had a full call yesterday and she had to run the whole thing. So well done. And also it's quite good actually doing it in this lighting, because it will feel like the stage, because it's quite dark on stage when she first comes out, and finding where your eye level is, where you can look and you feel that you can balance and things like that. Well done. So for me, more surprise when we come out of the cabriolet into the jeté. So if we can leave the head and not let that drop when we go into the pas de bourrée, into the jeté. So we can sustain that a little longer, leave it, and the battement 1. Yeah? So that it happens, wait. Yes, because we get a little bit, yeah. So it comes out of nowhere because we can get a little bit too academic. Yeah, so leave that, sustain that, so we don't drop that out of the cabriole. So we're leaving that high, taking it, back. So it comes out of surprise. Well done for not tripping over the camera, because she, as you saw, she ate up the stage beautifully, which is so important. So I think the first, we've really got to head much flatter, and then again, not to the corner. You'll have to go to the end of the piano so that you can fit it in. That was good. So when we come out of the last jeté, it's quite nice because I don't want you to see this, the back of you, for too long. So it's really nice if you finish the jeté and you literally come out so that we can indulge on this moment for the preparation, and there's a moment of stillness, instead of just getting there and then going ba, yeah? Just to give you a little bit more, yeah. So I think even though you're right at the front of the stage, because the whole movement, this, travels back, so you don't have to do a big circle. So you finish your jeté, literally come here, come to here. Yes, exactly. This is nice. Be careful they got a little bit straight. So think of that bras bar coming out there as you do. Always think of the back leg, and then the développé coming through coup de pied. Yeah, because that's all we can see through. Not too high, don't flick it. There, yeah, up. Yeah, so it's more up. This travels, this stops. This travels, this stops, yes? So don't think that it's moving so that you have a better chance to carry on, because there's quite a lot of them. And then that little ton levée, be careful with this side arm, yeah, that we don't get this, the back, boof, and then there, literally down your nose at her again. Yeah, literally like that. Where is she? Yeah. And now really use that foot. Don't turn out too much. Think more there, because you're going to come out of it in the jeté. Coupé forward. Yes, coupé forward. Yeah, so where's this coupé happening? Yes, because if you're back on it, then we have this battement here. And we want to keep traveling into it. Yeah, so just imagine articulating that lovely change from the tendu coupé. Yeah, show me the coupé. Ba. Yes, that's better. Ba. Better. Yeah, now I can feel your weight is forward. Yeah, instead of landing that way. Now this is the hard moment after two grand jetés en tournants, coming up. Really tight in the top of the legs in the fifth. So you know exactly where you're coming around. So you finish there, so you see them up. Yeah? Come up into fifth. Yeah. Try not to drop on the back leg. So you're here, push into it forward. Don't go bang forward. So we have no effort into those. Now tight, you don't have to travel the chaînés at all. Oh, lovely. That's much better. Yeah. I think when we think we've got all that distance, that we've got to keep going in the same momentum as the poses, but actually it's lovely if they're really tight and corkscrewed. Yes, and then you can chassé forward. Yeah. And stay. Good. I'm worried about asking any more of Nadia. There's some lovely bits after that, just as the rest of the corps de ballet come on stage, and how she seduces them to join her, however terrifying she looks. But I'm so excited about your debut. It's wonderful watching such talent in the company now, and seeing you get your first opportunity, and I know you're going to be magic, so congratulations. I just want to ask Peter, is there anything you want to say?
Yes, I want to.
To Nadia or to me? Both, okay. But stay where you are. You don't have to come. Yeah, you can stay where you are.
To see all the things that are important in the way a dancer approaches the Queen of the Willis, and there's an awful lot to think about.
Yes, there is an awful lot.
First of all, the taller you are, the more energy you need to get up in the air.
And you have to bend more.
And bend more. You
I
have
remember you
everything-
telling me, bend, Darcey, bend to the side.
You do, but it's a funny. I suppose the reason why the role is there
Yes,
is to give contrast between
yes, exactly.
God and good and evil, and I think you did wonderfully. I think she's going to be marvellous.
She is going to be good. I'm so pleased. Thank you, Peter. That's very kind of you to say.
It's so good. I want to shout to the world what gems we have in the Royal Ballet.
We're all very passionate.
Like you.
Oh, that's very kind.
I know you don't dance anymore, but you're a wonderful, wonderful example.
Oh, thank you so much.
And it's
I'm going to cry. Thank you. You sit down.
Before I was a bit old,
Yes, darling.
I used to love coaching it because I used to do all those steps.
Oh, you were always there. I remember you in the front wing watching every show. Gosh. Thank you so much. That was lovely. Congratulations. No, don't be silly. Good job.
Thank you so much. Oh, thank you, Nadia. Good luck with your performances. That's wonderful, wonderful feedback. I'm just going to scoot around this side. Thank you, Darcey, for a wonderful rehearsal.
Sorry,
We're
I
going
think I've
backwards.
got a sweaty hug. So feeling it.
Oh, it was wonderful to see. And now, you have danced this role yourself. You were 18, I think, when you were given the role by Sir Peter at Sadler's Wells Royal Ballet, where he was
my first director. Yeah, I was very lucky. Straight out of school, and he gave me some solo roles, which I was incredibly lucky.
And what an opportunity. Was that, being such a leading role as we've seen tonight, a really career-defining moment?
I think to find your confidence in those big roles is exactly it. When you're thrown into it at such a young age, fortunately you don't know the consequences because you're so young, and so you're just ready. You know, I'm just so hungry to be told anything and to do my best. I think what I remember the most, obviously, Peter was at every performance that we ever did, wherever we were on tour around the whole of the UK, on the strangest stages. I remember Sunderland, that was probably one of the raked stages, and doing Queen of the Willies on that was not fun. What I remember actually is one particular dancer, because Peter, with his quarter ballet, he has all the tall girls at the front of the quarter ballet, which is very unusual. It's not what we would normally do in the rest of the classical ballets. And so I would replace a girl in the front of the quarter ballet, and she would do Queen of the Willies one night, and then I would be back in the court, and we'd basically swap over. And her name was Jane Bilson. And do you remember beautiful Jane Bilson? Beautiful, beautiful, tall lady. And when I learnt the role, I learnt it very quickly. And she would stand, because Queen of the Willies stands in that corner, and she would be right behind me, and she goes, "You're going to go over there, and you're going to tell them that they've got to dance again. And then the next one, you say no." And so every time I used to go over there, and I go, "Jane, Jane." And she was right behind me, and she was like this voice. There's like this magic fairy behind me telling me what's next. Because the nerves do overwhelm you, especially when you're young. It takes time and experience to control those nerves and use them correctly. Nerves are incredibly important, but you don't want them to... What they can do is sometimes they stop you listening to the music, they stop you feeling the floor. Yes, it's so strange what nerves can do, but actually you can use them as an advantage at the same time. But having people like wonderful Jane in the front with me, and because she had done the role for a long time, and that support you have for the rest of the company is so valuable. Yeah.
It must have been daunting, I mean, you know, like you say, but it must have also prepared you to take on future roles. When you went on to dance Giselle with the Royal Ballet, were you ready then to take on anything?
Oh, well, I think Yes, of course, your first year is such an amazing impact as soon as you've left school and you come straight into a professional company, and the demands and how quick you have to learn everything and everything. Of course, it sets you up, and the memory is so vivid of your first opportunities in every role. So my year that I had with Sadler's Wells Royal Ballet, which obviously is the Birmingham Royal Ballet now, was, just extraordinary. It set me up to feel that I was capable, I could do this under any stress or strain, whatever venue you were in, whatever you were looking at, what lights were being thrown at you, anything that was there to distract you, and how you could hold your composure, how you could focus and do your best job.
Yeah, it's a learning curve. Now, Sir Peter's Giselle has such enduring appeal, doesn't it? It's a quintessential romantic ballet. Mm-hmm. How does the choreography reflect that era?
Well, holding on to the romantic style is incredibly important. Obviously, it's a very, very old, traditional classical ballet, and the time and when the dancers at that time were dancing, there wouldn't have been high legs. There would have been plenty of ballon, as we say, jump and things like that, but there wouldn't have been the high legs and stuff. And so the line and the lying into the hands, not dropping the elbows, there were so many things that when we jump that we don't do, there's so many elements that give that effect of a romantic ballet. And so they are things like lying in. The line of the leg shouldn't be 90 degrees in arabesque every time. But of course, bodies have changed. We've become much more athletic in our physiques. We're much stronger than traditionally. And so again, those styles do adapt. But we still want to hold on to them because we don't want every classic to look like the same.
No.
So we really want to hold on to that style as much as possible. And I think that's the hardest thing as a coach for me. All the things I was told is to keep transferring that knowledge and saying how important it is to hold on to that style, or why we're working so hard at the romantic style, keeping hold so that it doesn't just turn into all the same sort of ballets and everybody looks the same. As an artist, you want to constantly be versatile and change. You don't want to be the same person in every ballet. You want to know that you can change. And I think my ambition was to always, to my director, Sir Peter Wright, was to show them I could step into any role and I could change and I could adapt. And that's important as a growth as an artist. You want to know that you can be different all the time and be thrown anything.
Yes, be prepared for anything.
And be capable of it, yes.
Really interesting insight. Thank you for that. Just early this evening, briefly, we saw the cinema trail. You're going to be presenting that, I think. One for the diary.
I think it's the 3rd of March.
It is the 3rd.
In the cinemas.
That's right, Tuesday the 3rd of March.
Yes.
What can audiences expect from the broadcast if they're not coming to the Concert?
Well, I think the broadcast, I'm a bit biased, obviously, but I love hosting them. I host them with Petrock, and we do have an amazing time because we get to interview the conductor, the designer, or the principal couple, or we get such an insight in why the production exists, the importance of holding on to certain lighting effects, the imagery and the phrasing and the music. So you get such a wonderful insight on the process of putting a production together, getting it on the stage, and the work that goes into it, all the rehearsals. So you get to see little clippings of all of those things that happen even backstage and in the studio. So I think it's an amazing insight for somebody maybe who's never been to see a big classical ballet, and just the detail and attention that goes into it, and all the different skills, all the crafts of the sets, the lighting, the stage crew, everybody that's so passionate about getting the shows on.
Yeah, and the close-ups. You don't get
the
that in the
close-ups.
audience,
No, that's very true. I don't like to think about the close-ups. And also the dancers. It's very nerve-wracking for the dancers knowing that there's a live relay going out there and that it's recorded for life, basically. So you can imagine their nerves knowing that they can't correct anything. The wonderful thing about live shows, as we know, anything can happen. You can, like a little slip that Nadia did, you never know.
No.
So it does put everybody on the edge of their seats.
Yes,
The excitement.
to live on the edge.
Yeah.
And if audiences were to take home one thing when watching Giselle, either in the cinema or at the Opera House, what would you like them to take away?
For me, it's a piece of magic. I think the illusion that dance can give when somebody moves so beautifully across the stage, so effortlessly, but with such extraordinary ability. It's the amount of work that goes into trying to produce that, and that piece of magic that sometimes you get this emotional effect by just watching somebody move, even if you're not so familiar with the story, just watching that, I suppose, emotion come through the choreography, to understand the expression through the choreography. It is that piece of magic when everything is in sync, beautifully timed with the music, beautifully entered with confidence and everything. I never get bored of watching the same ballet over and over, because everybody gives something different, a different piece of magic to it.
Well, good luck with all of your rehearsals. Thank you so much for all these lovely anecdotes and all your thoughts tonight. Darcey Bussell, thank you so much. Good luck with everything. See you soon. Thank you. Gosh, what a wonderful evening we've had so far, and we're in luck because we have another rehearsal and another interview first before that. So please join me in welcoming dancers of the Royal Ballet, Shisato Katsura and Harris Bell, joined by senior repetitor Samira Saidi. Please. Hello. Thank you for joining us. Lovely to see you. So, guys, you're rehearsing the Peasant pas de deux this evening. We're looking forward to seeing that in a moment. Harris, this is part of the pas de six in Act 1. It's more joyful than Act 2, what we've just seen, hasn't it? Would you say it's a highlight of Act 1, and are you enjoying dancing this?
For me, definitely a highlight. I've been a normal peasant at the same time, so it's quite a privilege to be in the pas de six and sort of step in the boots of people I've watched before, take it on, and to be coached in such a role and have a pas de deux crafted around the way we want to approach it has been a really nice experience for me. And yeah, no, it's been a really good experience.
I'm just going to ask you all to move forward a bit. I'm having a direction. We're not quite in the light, so now we can see you better now. So very exciting. You're making your debut, is that right?
Yes, yeah, debut for me in both roles, side and centre.
How is that? Exciting, daunting?
Exciting, yeah, exciting. It's tough. The legs are feeling it, but no, it feels good. It feels good. We're getting whipped into shape quickly, and I think we'll be ready for the opening run soon.
Fantastic. Good luck with that. Shisato, you're also making your debut. Yes. Lots of debuts tonight. This is fantastic. How have you been enjoying taking on this role, and what have been the highlights for you?
It's been a very enjoyable process so far. I really love the musicality and the characteristic nuances within this role. The choreography really allows me to feel the warmth and the earthiness of a peasant girl who is in love. And also the joy of her celebrating the harvest with her friends in the village. And yeah, in terms of challenge, I think it's finding that balance between having the freedom and the fluidity, especially with the upper body and the arms on top, but not losing the simplicity and the sort of humbleness. It's been a very enjoyable experience and enjoyable challenge. Yeah.
That's fantastic. All the best for both of you for your debuts. Can't wait to see that. Sammy, I come to you. You were at Sadler's Wells Royal Ballet with Sir Peter, who is your director, and you worked with him on Giselle. What are your early memories of that?
Gosh, I mean, Giselle was always, I guess, a lifelong dream from a child. It was the ballet I most wanted to do. So joining the company in 1979 was my first experience of Peter's Giselle. And it was one of the few full-length ballets we had in the company at that time. We didn't have Swan Lake, we didn't have Sleeping Beauty, we didn't have Nutcracker, but we did have Giselle, and we did have Coppelia. And so Giselle was the first, for me, the first full-length classical ballet that I danced, and I think it was probably one of the first leading roles when I got to dance Giselle. And actually I debuted with Kevin O'Hare, so the two of us made our debuts together, coached beautifully by Sir Peter, of course. And so it has very special memories for me. And so to come back to it now, I mean, this production is pretty much identical to the production he did for Sadler's Wells. It feels like it's coming home. You know, it's part of my blood, really.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, it feels like a very special show, a very special evening. Thank you so much to all of you. Before we let you rehearse, what are we going to see, Sammy, tonight?
So we're going to see, it's the harvest, the villagers have all harvested the grapes, and they're looking forward to, I guess, turning those grapes into wonderful bottles of wine. So the villagers celebrating the grape harvest, and they're also going to crown Giselle as the queen of the harvest. So it's a celebration of two things, and it's just about the joy that the dancing brings at this time of the year. So things are sort of coming to life. It's spring, if you like. It's, you know, spring, summer harvest, and everybody's really happy and jolly. So that's what we're celebrating. And also, as Chi was saying, the simplicity of this pas de deux is what makes it so special. You know, it's not a virtuosic pas de deux by any means, but it has to be so musical and so right in terms of the stylization of it, the romantic style of it, and the very simple story it tells. It's charming, it's a couple in love, and it's also worth pointing out that Peter created, in a lot of companies this is danced as just a pas de deux, but in Peter's versions, in the versions that I know of his, he's always done it as a pas de six, because he felt that when it was just a pas de deux, it was taking away the importance of the Giselle and Albrecht. So making it a pas de six, it gives more people an opportunity to dance, but it also takes away the spotlight, if you like, on Giselle and Albrecht, and it makes it very much part of the village celebration when it's danced by 6 people. But we've only got 2 people tonight, so we're only going to do the pas de deux. But they have a whole entrance, the 3 couples, they do their pas de deux. Harris will dance a solo, Chi will dance a solo, the 2 men will dance a duet, the 2 girls will dance a little duet, and then there's a coda. So it's quite a nice little frame of dancing, a nice little celebration, but we're only going to see a little section tonight.
Well, we're looking forward to seeing that little section. We can't wait. Thank you so much to all of you. Chi, Harris, Sammy, I'll hand over to you for rehearsal. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
And Grant on the piano again. Thank you very much.
Hi, Grant. So we're going to go from the beginning of the pas de deux, and I think we'll play up until lovey-dovey, and then we'll stop. You'll see what I mean by lovey-dovey. So I'm not going to give any corrections. Let's just see what happens, and then we can go back and break it down a little bit, and then carry on. Okay? Thank you, Grant. Thank you. That was lovey-dovey. So first thing, we talked about the romantic style. So pirouette's too high.
Okay.
So bring your pirouette position just to hold on to my back. Yeah, just to here and nicely crossed.
Okay.
That's it for your first pirouette. So it's not too high on the leg. Yeah. Then you do your pirouette. Then you've done your first bourrée, and you did it very nicely actually it'll be to the villagers on this side, to the villagers on this side. Now a little bit more air under your arms before you prepare into the third. Yeah, you do your pirouette. Now this should be a little moment of stillness when you stop here, and just soften the arms again, soft wrist, soft elbow. Yeah, even soften here a little bit, soften a little bit more. That's it. Okay. Yeah, it's a soft position. It's not a long position. Soft, and it's forwards. Yeah, and we should have a moment where it goes stop, and then there's a breath into the rond de jambe. And Harris, it'll be really nice if you can, from here, if you can position her so that we see her leg this way before going into the arabesque. So if we can just have a look at that. Mm-hmm. So just do the little bourrée into the pirouette. Yeah. Dee-da-yum. Bum. Ba. Yeah. No, air under the arms. Yeah. Yeah. Da. Da. Ta-yum. Ba-be. Too high. That's better. Yes, you felt it. Yeah. You felt it. Right where it's, yeah. Yep, absolutely. And then from the 3 turns, change and forwards, yeah? It's up and over, forwards. Okay. Yum, bum, bum, be, ba, yum, pa, cha. And breath, no, so I missed the breath. Yeah, so from here, we're going to have a little lift into the rond de jambe. And lift, yes, exactly. Yum, bum, 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 ta, yum, ta, ti, ta, chum. And breath. And now turn her hips. That's better, yes. Because what we don't want to get is if you just put your leg in second for me, you can hold her up on point. Hup, yeah. So from here, we're going to keep, yeah, we're not going to let that leg drop. That's better, yeah. Mm-hmm. And as the arms come around, just, not a huge port de bras, just use the upper arm and the wrist. Yeah, make it pretty. Yeah, it's pretty. It's feminine, it's charming, exactly. Yeah, so we've done that, then you do your little plie to pique, and really this arabesque should be really nice and completely square. Yep, now you promenade, now breathe into this. Breathe, and yeah. So for me, the leg is too high.
Too high, okay.
So a little bit lower with the leg. Reach this arm over, and again, it's here. Mm-hmm. Yeah, with a nice long neck. Yeah.
Yeah.
Don't think about looking at him so much.
Okay.
Yeah, just think about being, yeah, eyes out.
Okay.
That's it. That's better. Yeah. Okay. Let's just see the rond de jambe into the arabesque. So you've, from there, yep. So you've gone, and breath and lift. Keep the leg, no, the little dip happened in the leg there. And piqué square. Going around now, breath into this port de bras and show the position and pull up. Yes, so it's quite nice from here, from the arabesque, that we see a moment of up before you do the bourrée. So try and bring her just a little bit more to her center. Yeah, and then the same again, bourrée. Then it's the same, then we repeat, obviously. We repeat it. I want to see that rond de jambe.
Yeah.
Without the dip into arabesque. So Harris, I think there's probably something you can help there as well. Breath, lift. So I think you're too late, Harris.
Okay.
You're too late bringing her to here.
This one, okay.
Yeah, yeah. Just try and get her there a little sooner. And that's better. Yes, that was better. Good. Yeah, that was much better. Then on the promenade, this is very nice, but what I want to feel is there's a feeling of before you come over. Again, through the whole body. It's not just about lifting the arm. It's about the whole body reacting as the arm lifts. Yes, yeah, yeah. Always feel that, yeah? And be careful when you do third, it's not too high. Yes, yeah, yeah. So not too high with the arm, not too high with the toe. Yes, yeah. Yeah, okay, good. Let's go on to the next section. So this time when you've come up, you've done the last little penché, so you're going to anticipate that because obviously you've got to move out. Yeah. So again, when you close fifth, really make sure you do close fifth before you separate. So you've done this last penché. Yep. Now coming up to fifth, join, then separate. That's better. That's better. Yep. Yes. And this again, this is, you know, it's quite stylized. So turn the shoulders. That's it. That's it. Yep. Now timing here is really important. Yep. Yada da da pum and you stay. And turn and you stay. Yum ba da dum. And boo hooray. Chum ba dum bum. Ba da 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 dum. Just go into the attitude for me. Okay. Now I want to see. Yes, exactly. When you're coming in from the attitude. Under the, yeah, try and get into the passé a little bit faster so that you've done your attitude, passé, turn, and now this is slow, and pull away. That's it. And again, ta-tum, boom, ba-da-da-da-dum, lift under the thigh. Now really slowly here, you've got to make it last the whole phrase, and up. Yes. So when the second time round, you've arrived here. Again, take your time with the arm. You don't have to get into that penché so quickly. Take your time, take your time, take your time, take your time. Pull up.
Okay.
Yeah? Should we try that whole section?
Yes.
And then we'll move on to the second half.
Yes.
Yeah? Okay. So, thank you, Grant. Breath. And through. Through the body. Over. Good. That was better. Good. Position. And up. And round. Penché. And separate. And up. Round. Now take your time here. Take your time, take your time. And together. Good. All right, lovely. Thank you. That was so much better. So much better. Good. Good. So after that penché, when you do come up together, again, it's a feeling of both of you coming together, yeah? So it's not that I want you to, you don't make it hammy or anything like that, but just make it like you both breathe at the same time, yeah? It's a feeling of togetherness, okay? So you've done the penché. That was much better, Chi, by the way, on that slow penché. And breathe in together and separate together. Yeah, so Harris, when Chi's coming forwards ahead of you, so try and make it that you both come to get round. Yeah, that it really is symmetrical on that. Sweaty. Yeah. So it's a quiet moment, but that's it, together. Ooh, without
taking him out. Love and hate.
But that was the idea. I felt there was a connection, yeah. And then, and again, it's that feeling of breath and move forwards without kicking your partner. Let's try that once more. So you've done the penché, yeah, and in together and forwards together. That's it. And round, and you prepare. Yum, bum, ba-dum, pum, pum. All right, let's stop there a second. What you want to be careful of here is not getting too close to him. So give yourself space, because it's much easier to fall forwards than to feel like you're that way.
Equally sharing center.
Equally sharing center, yes, yes.
Okay.
Equally sharing center. And Harris, as soon as you're there, be still so that we really see Chi going and pum, pum. Yeah, so it's really clean there. Let's say we've done that, so we're going to do I want to see this promenade. Yes. Good. Now you're going to step away. Yes. So on that step away, that was good that you stepped away, but it has to have a moment of ping. There has to be like a surprise. Yeah, it's a little surprise moment. And then you've got to think of coming up through your center to go into your chasse.
Yeah.
Keep the arms nice and wide, nice and wide, nice and wide, and open, and ping. Yeah, try and hold the balance for a fraction longer. You're closing the moment try and make that a balance before closing into the chasse. Yeah. Yeah, don't throw her off. Ya ba bee ba bum, ya da dee da cha da, ping. Yes, Chi, exactly, yeah. So just that control of joining the legs and then the breath. Don't forget that breath through the body, yeah? Breath through the body into the chasse, yeah? So then we've got our pirouette into attitude, and really nice shape. It's a real Cicchetti moment there, yeah? Here, and then we're lifting over. So it's that feeling of, two together, up, up, over. Yes, yeah. Yeah, da 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 dum. Let's do that once, and we can watch it, and then we can do some corrections. So let's go into, if you play the lovey-dovey and the separation. Here. Okay, good. Good. I'd still like to see more, so you're standing here. I'd like to see more feeling of ba-dum, pum, pum, pum. Make it, you know, I said it's not a virtuosic pas de deux, it isn't. But this little trick should be really, a little moment, still, still. And then be careful, Harris, when you're doing the promenade, because there's not much she can do, that we keep that shape. Yes, it's getting in, keep it nice and wide. Yeah. Then, so we've gone round, we've gone round, we've gone round. Now there's a moment where from the centre, we both open, we both open and then ching, and then that, don't go too early. Yeah. Savour that moment.
Wasn't quite.
Yeah, you need to be absolutely on. Yeah. Yeah, savour it. Then let's just chat about yum, da-da-da-da-dum. The attitude, this was very nice. Try, be careful, Chi, when you do second to the attitude, you don't go backwards. Oh, okay. Yeah, it's completely centre, over. Yeah, and don't be afraid to feel over. Again, style. That's it. Yeah, you don't need to go backwards at all on there. And then bring the next chassé from the front. I think you somehow brought it behind.
Yeah.
No, close. Think of closing front, so that comes from the front. Yes, exactly. Exactly. And again, watch the pirouettes.
Yes. Okay.
Yeah, just under the knee.
Yeah.
Yeah. What else was I going to say, actually? Oh, when you do the little walk around before the final pirouette, make sure it's together as well. Okay. Yeah. So there's a feeling that, you know, there's a, you're looking at him. You don't want to leave him. Yeah. So keep that connection all the time. And then when you come back to him, you're saying, come along. Yeah. It's almost like you're calling him. To. Yeah. So it's you want to. Make it charming, Use your feminine charms, and you use your masculine charms, And it has to be. And it should be just lovely, and there should be a moment, It should. See if we get an at the end. How are we doing for time? Are we? Oh, okay. I was going to say we'll run the whole thing.
We can run the whole thing once.
Let's run it. Shall we run the whole thing? It's very short. Okay. Okay. All right. Thank you. Thanks, Grant. I don't know if Peter's got any comment or any comment, Peter. Anything you'd like to say?
I'll tell you what. It's interesting about why do they have in Giselle, which is a story about him, suddenly a part of that was part of deux, was quite famous and very well danced, and it's difficult, technical, but I found that with a dramatic story, that it hadn't a place there, and it actually distracted from the drama that was going on. Mm. And I think that's when one's putting a production together as a new ballet or a revival, I think getting the actual shape, I mean the high points and the low points, you've got to do everything to help the two leading roles. They usually are male and female. And to have a couple coming on and bouncing around the place, it's lovely, the whole thing. But it doesn't, I've never ever felt it belongs. And I think it also, what is good, it gives you more opportunities to try dancers out and build them up doing principal roles.
Yes, it is a great opportunity for the younger dancers to feel the water and
but
test
it is actually, even so, it's bloody difficult.
It is. Well, Peter, nothing of yours is easy, let's face it.
Oh, thank you so much. How about that, getting your notes from Sir Peter? Thank you so much. And thank you to you guys. Good luck with your debuts. Thank you, Sammy, for rehearsing. Thank you. Well, sadly, that is all we have time for this evening, but you can watch Giselle on the main stage here at Covent Garden from the 14th of February or in your local cinema on the 3rd of March with encore screenings from the 8th of March. Well, thank you once again to our dancers this evening, to Darcey, to Samira for leading those rehearsals, and to Grant Green for playing so beautifully, and of course to Sir Peter for joining us this evening. Thank you so much. And thank you to you, our audience here in the Claw Studio, and to all of you watching around the world. We really hope you've enjoyed this evening's insight. Good night.